Hi guys, this is Jasmine. I am your independent Scentsy consultant, and I just wanted to jump on really quick to say what and show you what it is that I do for my new consultants that join my team. I like to give them what I call a welcome box. So as you can see, I've changed this out. If you've ever had a whiff box before, you know underneath the sticker it says whiff box. And actually I just put a little sticker right over it and it says Jazzy's welcome box. And this is just what I do as a courtesy to all of my new consultants, just to make sure that they're feeling welcomed to the team for starting their first or their brand new business, their brand new Scentsy business, and giving them a couple of tools here and there and some samples here and there so they can see what I do, so that they can feel inspired to do the same for their business if they so choose. And so I just wanted to stop by really quick, tell you what the contents of my welcome box looks like. Not everybody does it this way. Some just do welcome calls, which I love to do as well. So I like to do the welcome box that will come in within the first week or two of them joining the team, depending on what my stash looks like at home and if I have everything to send out. So I want to make sure that I'm giving a great big warm welcome to my people so that they understand how appreciative I am that they chose me as their sponsor and their mentor to help them guide them along in this journey, the Scentsy journey, and together we are going to build an empire. So I wanted to get them started off right. This is what I do personally. It's zero cost to them. It's just what I want to do to show my appreciation because they decided to pick me. And so sometimes the contents, whenever this is recorded, may be a little bit different from time to time. So it's not always going to be identical, but I try to, as much as possible, be as comprehensive and try to think outside the box what it was like when I was a first-time consultant, so that I'm kind of like showing them this is how you become familiarized with some of the different things that we do. And a lot of times people join Scentsy not having used all the products, right? So when I first started using Scentsy products before I was a consultant and I was just purchasing it from my now sponsor, she was my consultant at the time. I used the waxes and I used the warmers, and I didn't know what anything else that Scentsy really had to offer. And so being able to kind of have like bits and pieces here, I think is a really great way for my consultants to start off on the right foot so that they have a good idea and a good grasp for all these products, because it took me a couple months before I started trying the cleaning products and the laundry products. And then that's when I was just like, oh my goodness, I could have just completely changed out the stash of stuff that I had at home. So I just want to make sure that everybody has that opportunity as well who are joining my team, because I think it's necessary. You know, Scentsy has so many great things to offer that it's really a shame that we're not completely exposed to all of it. And so this is my best way to expose my new consultants who are joining my team. And again, this is free of cost, and this is going to change from time to time based on what's available and based on what I'm doing. I may add more, I may take a few away that I think are not necessary. So whenever this is posted, just know that this is what I'm giving out at this very moment. But I just wanted to go ahead and start showing you. So right now, the contents is, this is an empty whiff box that I am repurposing. So I'm all about repurposing and reusing as best as I can just to help save the environment, right? So I want to start off always with some of these really cute stuff that I get from the consultant store. And I like to, you know, I love notepads, I love post-it notes. And so I want to give my consultants and my new teamies these notepads. And so I add a notepad, and then I also add a pen. And you know what? One of the things about these is it's really great marketing material too. So I want to make sure that they see the possibilities of what they can do. Now, if they choose to do it or not choose to do it, it's their prerogative, and I'm totally okay with that. But this has my information on it. It has my name, it has my website, it has my phone number for people to reach out. I oftentimes love to order these, and then when I go to a restaurant and I pay for my bill, I use my own pen, I sign the tip, and then I leave my pen behind. And then I also do a couple other things as well. But this is a great marketing tool that I love to put in everybody's thank you packet every time they purchase a gift Scentsy from me. So I add this to the box. Another thing that I really, really want to do, and I love this, and I hope that Scentsy continues to sell it for a while, but I'm not sure if this is going to be a consistent thing, is the card decal. How amazing is this? It's very simple. It's very, very simple, and it's just classy. I love it, and I'm adding it to this box because I really think, and this is out of my own pocket, again, me welcoming my teamies, this is out of my own pocket that I pay for these, and then I'm adding these to the box as well. Again, that could change. There's also a welcome note as well that I add, that it's sitting over there right now that I can't reach, but I also add a welcome note, welcome to the team. I also send them an email, and I also send them a text message. Whichever one they respond to first is what I realize and I learn is their preference, but then I also address that on the welcome call to make sure that I know what their preference really is, okay? So in my welcome and in my sample packs and in a lot of the things that I do for people, I like to add confetti. So I'm not sure if this is just a me thing or my entire team loves to do this, but we're all obsessed with confetti. We use small confettis and we also use large circle confettis just because it's fun. It really adds some excitement to it. So I like to add a bag of confetti so that they can use, and then I always tell them this is exactly where you can go purchase it, and I show them and give them the link. And so I add that so that they have something to start with. The next thing that I like to do is I'm adding the felt samples in here. So this here is a repurposed pack of 100. I've divvied it out to about 20, 25 or so of these felt samples unused, along with the directions. You can kind of see it there. You can see the direction of how to use it so that they know how to use felt samples. I'll also link them to my YouTube and my social media so that they can see how it's done in a quick 60 seconds or less video. It really should be very foolproof. It really should be simplified because it's overwhelming. There's a lot of information and I want to keep things as simple as possible and as brief as possible. So I add this so that they have something to start with as far as doing samples. The next thing I like to do is adding, let's see, the wax samples. So I give them wax samples knowing pretty well that they probably already use Scentsy products and don't need the samples for themselves. But what I want to do is I want to show them how the different ways of doing wax samples are. So I add a mold sample. So this shows them that they can make them into pretty little molds just like this. Or, you know, this is when you have a lot of time. If you have a teenager who wants to make a couple extra bucks every weekend, you have them do these, right? And then something else that I also add is another option for your wax samples. So this is from a brick. I also have videos for each of these on how to do them, very simplified videos. And this is using a crinkle cutter. So I didn't take the time to melt the wax, to pour the wax, to wait for the wax to cool down. I just use a crinkle cutter. This is life-saving. This is done in seconds and it's done and over with and it's amazing and you can get them knocked out so much quicker. So it's much more efficient with time. It's not as cute and pretty, but I mean, the packaging itself, I also tell them label everything with your face, your name, your information, everything, every sample that goes out must be labeled. So I want to make sure that they know that. So this is labeled, everything has a label on it. Okay, so this way it shows them you can use a crinkle cutter, save yourself time. Sometimes we have a lot of busy mamas and dads who just want to do what's quickest and get things out the door and take care of their people, but in the quickest and smartest way possible. The next thing I do, and I discussed this on the welcome call too, is scent of the month. So scent of the month, as you can see, I also use the felt samples because it allows me to mail it out in just a small regular size mailer instead of having to use a full package and using more money on postage, right? Not wasting, it's always gonna come back somehow, but using more money on postage. So this allows me to send it out in a flat, not a fat, but sometimes it's fat because I have like a lot of things stuffed in there, but a flat envelope. Using the felt sample. So this is also an example of how to use that felt sample that you saw a baggie of earlier, right? So scent of the month, it allows me a chance to, when I'm going through the welcome call, explain to them scent of the month and warmer of the month is definitely what you want to do so that you can also market this to your customers. So I add that to here. So all of these have speaking points that I will speak over with my people so that they understand. There is intention behind every single thing that I'm adding to my welcome box because I want them to understand how I flow and then take from it what they enjoy and make it their own, right? So I don't want them to be a cookie cutter example of Jasmine because that doesn't make them unique. That doesn't allow them to express themselves in different types of creative ways. I want them to just see what I do, borrow from the ideas that they enjoy, and then kind of create their own. I have some who have their own Etsy shop who are extremely creative. They already know how to do cute packaging. They already know how to do things well. And sometimes I'm like, that's a really good idea. And I learned something from my own team members as well. So we're always learning something from each other. It's never from the top down. It's from the top down and down up. So we're all we all share information. We all learn from one another. The next thing that I like to do is add a sticker. So I really love this company on Etsy, but this company right here, I added to the box as well. These are stickers, smells like Happy Mail. I want them to be able to market their stuff their products in a way that's best for them, right? So I don't want them to feel like they have to buy certain things to be good or anything, but I want them to at least start off right. So look, right here you have 3 times 5, 15 stickers right off the bat. Smells like Happy Mail that they can slap on a sample pack to give to their people when they're mailing it out or when they're handing them out. Just getting them off on the right foot. Again, this is out of my own pocket. I don't expect anything back from them. I just want them to feel inspired by the things that I choose. And then I want to share, you know, the items with them. So I add that to the box. The next thing I wanted to do was cotton balls. So a lot of times when we're using the products, we don't realize how we're supposed to clean it up. A lot of people go and pour it out and then you're making a mess. Then you have to clean up the wax that drips down the side. It's just a mess, right? So one of the first things I learned was the cotton ball hack, right? So you just take 3 or 4 cotton balls, you put it into your warmer when you're ready to change out the wax, let it soak up. This is the most inexpensive way to do it because you can get a gigantic bag. I think it's pretty giant, a pretty big bag at the dollar store for just $1, and you can probably make like 50 of these little packs where I shove them into this tiny little Ziploc baggie, and then I just put some directions on there. So they can read this. If they love what it says, they can use the same thing and be inspired by it and then make their own. Or I also share files with my people as well. So if my people say, Jasmine, I really love your cotton balls. I like it exactly the way it is. Can you please share that file with me? I'm more than happy to do it. Sometimes I forget to do it, just, you know, but I'm more than happy to do it if my people are saying, hey, Jasmine, can you share that with me? Because you know what? Somebody helped me at some point in time too. And so I am more than happy to pay it forward. The other thing that I want to make sure I get in there, because Scentsy does have really amazing cotton cleanup, which is this, right? So this goes out, it goes out of stock from time to time because it's so popular, because you can use one of these things. One of my friends call it like a wax tampon, which when she first called it that, I was like, I wouldn't necessarily call it that, but I realized exactly why, because it wicks up all of the wax, and it's so amazing. I can go throughout my house on the bottom floor where I have 4 warmers with 2 to 3 cubes per warmer and soak it all up with just this one. Now that's pushing it too, but I want to add these to it because I want them to be able to see, okay, cotton cleanup. The information is right there so that they can see it. If you love it, this is how you order it. You can always order a 25 pack for $6, right? So I want my consultants to see this. I want my consultants to experience this. And then I want my consultants to say, add this to your Scentsy Club. If you're on Scentsy Club every other month, if you're on Scentsy Club every 4 months, every 3 months, every quarter, add it to your Scentsy Club. It's a 25 pack. It lasts a long time, really a long time. So these things are so amazing that they sell out very quickly too when they're back. That I kind of have a little bit of a stash here because I use it in my thank you packets as well. So every time I sell a warmer bundle or anything like that, I like to add these to it so that my customers can also enjoy these. So it's a nice courtesy. It's 25 pieces for only $6. And so it's worth it. You know, it's really, really worth it. And then it helps for them to, you know, think twice about it. You're planting a seed and then they might just join your Scentsy Club. So these are great, great, great stuff to add. Okay, I know I said I was going to keep this quick and I'm already only barely halfway down. Oh, let's see. So the next thing I also wanted to add was, did you know that Scentsy also has essential oils? Did you know that? So our essential oils, let me see, comes in a box like this, and it's 0.5 fluid ounces or 15 milliliters. And so obviously you're not going to give an entire bottle of this out for a sample, right? That's hard to do. You can loan it, but I don't know, that's not really the greatest idea. So I found these adorable little 1 milliliter containers for essential oil samples, created a sample out of them, also created a tutorial on how to do it step by step, very quick, less than 60 seconds. It's on my TikTok, so it's less than 60 seconds. And I add this to it, add a label to it, and then says 100% natural oil Scentsy sample, lemon lavender rain. It's one of our popular ones. It's amazing. Again, label with your face, your name, your contact information. Something on there needs to have your branding on it. So I want my teamies to know that you can also create these types of samples too. And so if my teamies are into essential oils, you can also use this. And if my teamies have other people who are like, nah, I'm not a fan of wax, I'm not a fan of pods, I use essential oils, then they can go, well, guess what? Here you go. right? So this is, you know, work smarter. You want to be as creative and as inclusive as possible to as many people who can be a customer to you. So I add this, and I add this for purpose of them realizing that A, we have it, because I didn't realize for a very long time we have this. There's so much on the Scentsy website, I did not realize it. So I want them to know we do have essential oils, and I want them to know this is how you can package up a sample for your people. And I give them links. I give them links for everything, and I bought like maybe 100 pack for like dirt cheap. Use a little pipette, you pull it out, it's amazing. So I have tutorials on how to do it as well. So if they go, hey Jasmine, I have somebody who's really into essential oils, what do? I say, well, look back at your welcome box. Remember that the little essential oil that I gave you? That's exactly what you need to do. So this is just setting my teamies up for success, giving them as many ideas. All right, so I got cut off somewhere, and I think I was talking about essential oils, and I just wanted to make sure that you guys grasped it. So I just want to make sure that everybody realizes that there is essential oils, and this is how you can make samples out of it. All right, so the next thing, car circles. I always want to say this is my biggest way to say thank you to people. It's a very inexpensive way to do it as well, especially when you start getting very savvy with how to end parties and using your half off and your Scentsy credit to use it on your car circles and scent circles in order to put back into your business. So I use this as a thank you. I generally put a thank you sticker on there. I put my circle sticker right here with my cartoon face so that people can see this and they see how appreciated I am. So I want to make sure that they see this as well and they remember to utilize this as a tool. It's very inexpensive and it's a great way to thank your customers. Next thing is the Scentsy Soak. So for the Scentsy Soak, I also want to give them an example of how I do Scentsy Soak samples, right? So I use this little baggie. I want to make sure that these baggies, when it comes to this in the washer, was that it has this pocket right here, so it allows for more volume. I add Scentsy Soak into here. I add a label, and then there I go again. I'm all over the place. I want my face plastered on every Scentsy sample that walks out my door. And so into the hands of somebody else, even if they choose not to use the Scentsy Soak and they're like, oh, Abuelita's at home, you know, so she just came over to visit and she looks like she really could use a Scentsy Soak because her legs are sore or she's just been feeling a little bit more sore and fatigued. So here you go, you know, use this, and then they hand it off to somebody else and then they see my label right there. See, it's all intentional things, right? Next thing you know is the counter clean. So this counter clean, again, I use this example right here. I buy these tiny little samples. I add my counter clean to it. I have information here and here, so there's a little picture. Generally, I try to do things in color if I can, but if I can't, it's also in black and white. Nobody's gonna judge. Nobody's gonna judge. Black and white's fine too. And then I just put here, this is lemon verbena counter clean, and there's the information on there. A tiny little fonts, but hey, at least it's there. And then these cute little sprays. Look, you just spritz. My daughter tried it, and she says this has a very powerful nozzle spritz to it or whatever. So apparently she cleaned off my husband's desk for him. So you add this to here, and then I want again, this is so that my consultants know, my teamies know, use this to your advantage. Learn how to also do different types of samples. Some people use bigger bottles. If you want to, somebody really asks about it, I like to use the larger bottles that they have available at like the dollar store. I think it's like a 5 milliliter bottle. It's a good size bottle. Use it. You know, give those to the people who are actually inquiring. Use these for people who are purchasing but not necessarily inquiring so that they know you have a counter clean. Again, be very intentional with everything that you do. Along the lines of the cleaning products, did you know we even have dish soap, guys? I didn't know that, and I didn't use it for the longest time, but guess what? I started using it and I absolutely love it. So I've replaced my laundry products, my cleaning products, my dish soap products. I've replaced everything in my house to be completely Scentsy. Why? Because A, I'm able to enjoy the discounts off of it, and then B, I'm getting my PRVs as well, and I'm consuming the products, and so I have them in my Scentsy Club so that I can use month after month. And so dish soap also, this is a great product right here. It comes as a very like dehydrated sponge, and you just add it into this perfectly sized sample pack. You put a spritz of dish soap in there. If you have teenagers, this is a really fun project for them to just see it absorb. And then of course it has my information on there. Everything has my information. It might not have my pretty face you know, the cartoon face, but at least it has my information, right? All right, so dish soap goes in there. Next, I also want to show them that we also have a laundry line. So I have a small sample of laundry line. So I like to add it just like this so that they can tell it comes as a team. And the first thing is, here's our laundry liquid. So when I created these, I didn't have time. I was in a rush to create some sample packs for some people. I actually did not have time to like make a fun little label, and that's okay too. I want them to realize, look, all it says is Luna laundry liquid, 4 pumps, large load equals large load. That's all it needs to say. What I could do is probably go back and put my cartoon on the back of it, but it has this information. All they have to do is just throw this into a load. Look how large this thing is compared to my hand. You know, like it's good size. And washer whiffs, again, back to that pocketed bag. You don't want a flat baggie for this. You want a pocketed one because then you can actually put more volume in there. You see that? There's volume in there. Washer whiffs, there's a label on it to tell you what kind of washer whiff scent it is. And bam. Whose picture's on that? Your girl Jasmine. Again, these are all ideas for my teamies to start and be inspired to do their own. Not expecting them to do the exact same thing. This is what I do for my customers and this is what I'm doing for them. And then the last thing I have is, oh, excuse me guys, that chair was stuck to my bum. Anyways, I like to add a room spray. I get these with my scent of the months, and I love to tell them that these things are amazing, but they are oil based, so you have to be careful which surface you're spraying it on. What I like to use them for is, you've heard of that product that you spray into the toilet? I'm not going to say the name, but you spray it into the toilet before you go potty, number 2. And then you spray it again after you go potty, number 2. And it helps to create an oil barrier so that your number 2 doesn't stink. This does the exact same thing. You know what else this does too? You take it and you spray this into the toilet roll, paper roll inside in the cardboard area. Oh my gosh, sand swept, it smells amazing. Anyways, you spray it in there, and then when you go to put it onto the roll, every time they pull the roll, they can smell your sand swept. So I like to also give these out for free to my my new teamies too, so that they can just also remember, feel inspired to do different things and do amazing things with what you have, right? So this comes with my scent of the month. And we can't use it fast enough because it's a good sized bottle. And so I have one upstairs, one downstairs, and then one in each of the guest bathrooms, but we can't use these things fast enough. So I have plenty of them sitting around. So I repurpose them and I give them to my new teamies and I tell them about it. I'm like, these are great products, you know, and they're really inexpensive. So market them to your customers. And so this, guys, all of this right here is all of my products. And so I add all of this here. So everything that you heard me say, I've placed in here. I close it up and boom, I send it over to my new teamies, thanking them for joining my team and just letting them know that I really appreciate them. And these are ways for them to get inspired with the different ways that I do my samples. And it's also ways for them to experience some of the products they haven't yet experienced prior to becoming a consultant. So now that they have it at a reduced price with their consultant status, I really want them to be able to enjoy Scentsy just as much as I do, and really just a nice warm welcome for them to the team. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. Remember, this is being recorded during the month of May 2021. So May 2021, currently we have a $20 special for all consultants for a discounted join kit if you want to start your own Scentsy business, which is amazing. I don't know why anybody would not do it. It's just the best thing to do. It's $20. If you're already using Scentsy products, wouldn't you want that 20% discount anyways? And 20%, guys, is the bare minimum commission that you can get. All right. Thank you guys so much for your time. And remember, I am Jasmine, your independent Scentsy consultant. And this is an example of what I do for a welcome box for all of my new teamies. And if you're interested, you have any questions, if you're already a consultant and you have a team, a bunch of teamies that are joining on board and you want to do something just as special, feel free to be inspired by what I'm doing and borrow from it and make it your own and do what you do best and continue to inspire others and help them, bless them with something new and a new business. All right. So you guys take care. Bye.